L in the middle.
Del Orbe.
Del Orbe.
Del Orbe, coño.
Gadiel del Orbe, coño.
Sí.
Está en Checkitow.
Check it out. Okay.
Oh, man. Oye, de lo mío. What is that? That's your merch?
That's my merch. De lo mío is like such a Dominican thing. When you tell another Dominican, de lo mío, tú eres de lo mío, they know what you're talking about. They're like, that means you're one of mine.
Are you doing that with your sister? Does she have a few of those t-shirts too?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, all my sisters do. My sister, my mom. You know, I had a show in New York. That's funny. I had a show in New York, and my sister and my mom was like, okay, I'm taking this, and I keep it. I'm like, yo, that's my merch for me to sell. And they took all my merch.
Man, so you've been rising in the comedy scene, right? You're doing stand-up all over the place. Really enjoy your jokes. I also enjoy your IG videos, your TikTok videos, and everything that you've been doing online. Talk to me about how, you kind of came into stand-up. You were in the Navy back in the day. I saw some of those videos.
Yeah, I was in the Navy back in the day, and I saw stand-up in the Navy, but I was always afraid of public speaking. But all my friends used to be like, yo, bring Del Orbe. Hey, let's go hang out in the mess decks, but bring Del Orbe. Tell Del Orbe to come through. And I was like, that was a good feeling. So I was like, okay, I loved making people laugh. I was like the funny one out of the crew, and it was just a joy for me.
Now, you were born and raised in the DR, in the Dominican Republic?
Yes. No, actually, no. I was thinking, yes, yo estoy loco. I was born Dominican Republic of New York, all right?
Okay.
Well, I was born and raised in Harlem.
Okay.
Pero tú sabes, it's like so Dominican Central, right? That you might as well call it Dominican Republic.
But you've been to Santo Domingo, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Like I used to go every summer para el Campo de Nagua, which that's where Perico Ripiao comes from, the original merengue, right? So every summer I went, like my mother did a great job and taking my sister and I every year, spending 2 months in Dominican Republic, and that's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Now, do you say the Dominican or Dominican Republic? Because Sammy Sosa's the one that started coming out and saying the Dominican.
Yeah, Sammy Sosa look like a bottle of Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
All right, so he don't count.
You guys quickly disowned him the moment that he bleached his skin.
Hell yeah, he went transracial.
He did.
Him.
Oh my gosh. So going back to the comedy, man, like how's that going for you? Like, because you obviously have the flavor of a Dominican personality, but
Claro.
like when I see you can definitely relate to crowds that are white, black, Asian, what have you.
Yeah.
What's that magic that has you maintaining your identity but still being able to cut across other identities?
It's tricky because even though I do shows, sometimes there's people in my show that don't speak any English, and there's people that don't speak any Spanish. So and a lot of black folks come out and they support me, but then there's also a lot of Dominicans, Latinos from everywhere come and support me que no hablan nada inglés, and they think that the show is gonna be all in Spanish. So that's the only hurdle that I'm going through right now. Like I will sell out a show in New York, but I'm like, I got part of the crowd that doesn't speak any English, so I'm like, I gotta cater to them, and I'm like, oh, and they're lost, right? So, and then I have, in my jokes, I mostly practice them in English, so I don't have that much of an opportunity to do Spanish work. So one thing that we're trying to do is how can we create not only more jokes, but more opportunity to do more stand-up in Spanish. One thing I am noticing, a lot of Latinos, we'll talk about los boricuas salen, ellos apoyan, Peruvians, Salvis, Mexicans. Like when I do a show, they're showing up, man. They're showing love. Yeah.
And dude, you're gaining a big following. Like, what do you think it is about your personality, like in particular as an individual, that's getting so much support, especially from the Latin community, from the Latin media? Like, you're a regular on every Latin network that there is, pero like here at LATV, LatiNation. What is it about you that is having us wanting to support you, you think?
I think then one, I'm authentic. What you see is what you get. Two, I am my enthusiasm and how proud I am with my Latinidad is contagious, I would say. One thing when we started working at Pero Like, that's one thing I understood. I said, if I am enthusiastic and I'm proud of who I am, that to the core, it will attract all the people that are like me, that doesn't feel seen a lot of times. We're not seen. And Latinos are soon to be the majority in this country, but a lot of times we're put in the back burner.
Right.
And in politics now, we're used as scapegoats.
Yeah.
Right? So we're the bad ones, or, oh my God, these illegals, right? So it's hard for us to find a place when we're soon to be the majority in this country. But when you see somebody that's so proud, we're so proud and loves who they are as their identity, and there's some of that in you, you're gonna be like, oh man, I wanted to love myself just like this person loves myself. So that's what keeps me going. I've seen Mexicans down in San Diego, like Mexican women that came up to me and were like, Gadiel, gracias por el trabajo que tú haces.
That's awesome. No, you have a lot of self-esteem, a lot of confidence, and I think that, you know, in the Latin community, sometimes we lack that, right? We have bravado, pero the true deep confidence that comes from loving yourself and believing in yourself. Like a lot of the videos that you make as well, right? They get you a lot of traction. One that got a lot of comments was the one that you made, the Afro-Latino one, right?
Yeah.
I'm Afro-Latino, and then your sister was in it.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was honest. I thought it was well thought out.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not asking you this, but in the comments, you have a lot of people laughing, like, like you
the
really
support.
Yeah. And then some people that used it as a platform to get serious, which is fine. Like, you started, part of it is people laughing, but then part of it started a very serious conversation. Which can be a good thing. But what I'm gonna ask you is I'm not asking you so much as an Afro-Latino, I'm asking you as a comedian. When you do something and it's in a funny way, right? And then it triggers somebody and they want to have a serious conversation about it. How do you react to that?
I'm a human being, man. I got emotions. I think, you know, it hurt because I feel like we were talking about a serious subject. I'm like, okay, this is our identity. This is how I'm seen. I'm an Afro-Latino, and I accept that identity, but I received a lot of backlash from my own people.
Dominican people? Or?
It was a lot more Dominican people that saw it as something that is American, right? And they called it wokeism. So the American culture now, there's like a crazy political climate that we're in, the American culture, which is everything is woke. You are woke. So they're attacking, right? Afro-Latinidad is not about wokeism or not, right? Afro-Latinidad is just who we are, which is an identity of black people from Latin America. And that's it. And people were offended, and I feel like it's a lack of education, right? They don't know where they come. And then the sad part is, a lot of these guys, there's a lot of racist comments on there from black Dominicans. Black Dominicans saying like, oh, my sister, ella no es dominicana, ella es haitiana. Ese trapo, like being racist, trapo parece un mapo, la cabeza de ella. So it's like it was a ponte a barrer. So it was just a lot of racist rhetoric that I saw in the comments. I feel horrible because in the beginning, when we started the Pero Light thing, we did Afro-Latino videos.
Right.
And we didn't receive that much backlash. But I just feel like throughout the years with the politics, nowadays, we've reverted in a way.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like the community reverted in a way, like became more racist or like dumb. Like we became more dumbified
and over politicized.
Because
you were making a humor. You had a humorous take on something very real.
Yes.
And your experience, but your take was so light.
Yeah.
And humorous that it's about like either laughing about it together and understanding, because it's a very the Afro-Latino identity is very complex, and being of Cuban descent and having Afro-Latinos in my family, and I wouldn't call myself Afro-Latino even though I'm 10% because I don't present, so I'm not gonna say that, but I understand how complicated it is to be Latin and black.
Yes. And
for that to be kind of mysterious to people that aren't, whether it's other Latinos that don't have African descent at all, or white people who don't understand, because you're dealing with two pillars, right?
Two pillars, yeah.
And the way that you present it in this video is so light and comforting and funny, and you're laughing at yourself and your family and your heritage. And for people to like use it, I don't even think they were offended as much as like, oh, this is my chance to throw in my serious anger.
I think it was more like, one, they called it wokeism. I'm like, and I was surprised. I'm like, why is this considered wokeism? Right. I was just, the politicized thing about it, I was just like, this is American. And the funny thing, Afro-Latinidad, the term Afro-Latino does not come from America. is not an American term, and it's been since the 70s. This term has been around, but this came from Brazil. Sociologists from Brazil, que son Latinos, Afro-Latinos.
Right.
¿Tú entiendes lo que digo? So I believe it's just a lack of education.
And your video is actually very educational because it shows. Okay, this is what Afro-Latino is.
But people that get triggered, you'll see why they get triggered. Right? Una, they're being bombarded every single day with politics nowadays. And two, these are people that also use these terminology. Yo dije, yo no soy, my sister says, yo no tengo el pelo malo. ¿Tú entiendes?
Right.
So, son gente que usa el término que tú tienes el pelo malo, que es un término racista.
Right. But you're acknowledging it. And you're taking the negative power away from it and laughing.
Yeah, I'm taking the negative power away from it.
And other people are trying to put the negative power back on it.
Sí, pero son gente que every day they live their days, que ellos no entienden de que las cosas que ellos están diciendo son cosas racistas, que son parte de su vida. Y dice, no imponga cosas, tú estás dividiendo. And also there's another group that's saying, oh yeah, you're dividing people and races when that doesn't exist in Dominican Republic or in Latin America. And we're like, you do. Yeah, we do use racial terminology. We have the biggest podcast in Dominican Republic that says the term Prieto a lo Foque. A lo Foque is the biggest podcast in Dominican Republic. Y on the podcast, they're so comfortable. They say Prieto y Feo. Y eso no nada más de que lighter or whiter Dominicans that use it. There's also black Dominicans that use it. Prieto, ese término de usar prieto con feo, una palabra, una oración. It's like something like how are you so comfortable when saying something like this? Right? That's so part of the culture. Yo estaba en la República Dominicana, ¿verdad? Y yo estaba andando con un periodista, ¿verdad? Y esto es un periodista que es negro, más negro que yo. ¿Tú entiendes? Y estaban ahí, and then we're in the car, and somebody cuts us off, and he goes like, ese maldito prieto. I'm like, bro, I looked at him, I'm like, yo, you seen yourself in the mirror?
Yeah. You
blacker than him. He's so black, he spits out oil. That's how black he was. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like to do, I'm like, don't do that in my car.
Yeah.
Tú vas a estar en el carro mío y tú vas a llamar a alguien de que este es prieto, este maldito prieto. Tú no dices maldito blanco.
Right.
You never say, oh, ese maldito blanco.
Right.
You never said that, right?
Yeah.
And he goes like, damn, you're right.
Last thing, we talked about it before we started filming. You gave me permission to bring it up.
Okay.
So you're a Freemason.
Yeah.
When you first told me that, I'm like, oh, you're joking.
Yeah.
Because you were commenting on the pyramid over here.
Okay, yeah.
How'd you become a Freemason? Why'd you become a Freemason?
To become a Freemason, you got to ask one to be one. And I think there's a lot of misconceptions on Freemasonry. You're a Freemason.
Well, that whole conspiracy theories, Illuminati.
There's a lot of conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
And a lot of these conspiracy theories are wrong. And I think they overhype of what a Mason is. And it's not a secret society. And people are like, oh my God, Freemason is a secret society. If it's a secret society, you will not see the lodges where you drive by. You know, you will not see the square compass. You wouldn't see it. Freemasonry is a society with secrets, but it's not a secret society. I could say I'm a Freemason, and that's okay. The Freemasons, we walk amongst everybody else. We know who we are from one another, and we understand. And sometimes I could talk to a Freemason in front of you, and you don't even know that we're having a Masonic conversation. But it doesn't mean that, Masonry is a conspiracy. The Masons are doing this. All these conspiracy theories that they talk about, the Freemasons. And a lot of these people that talk about, Illuminati and the Freemasons, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Right? They just see these little videos with conspiracy theory they see online, and that's not what it is. It is a fraternity. It's a society that has their own secrets. And that's it.
Interesting. And all right, I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to get you in trouble with the peeps at the lodge.
I just want to at least clear that up. I want to clear that up. Like everybody's like, oh my God, the Freemason. You know that person's a Freemason. Va a salir una vaina después de que, you know, Gadiel's a Freemason.
Gadiel,
so BuzzFeed is part of the Illuminati.
I gotta be honest with you. We're gonna put this up. If you thought that the comment section on the Afro-Latino video was filled with strife, wait till you see the comments on this Freemason thing. Don't look at it.
I don't know what we live in a world with so much conspiracy. But la gente, hay muchos animales.
Yeah, well, there are secrets, but I agree with you. You know, some of it I think it's taken overboard. Pero look, man, thank you for sharing that. All right.
I see.
We'll do the secret codes and the secret handshakes without you guys knowing. You guys seeing? Look, I grew up in Miami. I grew up around Cubans, you know, Venezuela, and I heard the racism and I heard the differentiation and the preference for if someone looks whiter. Oh, es rubia. Oh, you know, like you know.
Azul, eh?
Yeah, that's. Oh, this is from Northern Spain.
Bro. So I thought I was white when I was a kid. When they told me that tú eres negro, no, tú no puedes ser. Yeah, yo me vi los brazos, but I could have sworn I was whiter when I was a kid. I was like, yo, like that. It was like something snapped, and I looked at my skin for the first time.
No, but look, I'll tell you one thing. The way that the world is going, we're all gonna look like you in 50 years, okay? Because we're all amazing. Because you're very mixed, you know. So we're gonna get that mocha, like that. What do you call it? Café con leche.
Café con leche.
Yeah, café con leche. Which is actually what. So my grandfather, he married my grandmother. My grandmother was very white, but all his mistresses. You know, we're all Dominicana or Cubana negra. Okay, so he had it because he had Afro-Latino in his and he was very dark. So it's funny that he married this white woman and then all his girlfriends. I know this is kind of toxic. I'm talking about him cheating, but it's just the truth. We're all black women. That's really what he was attracted to.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So apparently. Dude, one time he was a doctor, and he had his practice in Sweetwater, which is a poor neighborhood in Miami. And he was like the doctor that if you didn't have insurance, whatever, come in, I'll take care of you. And his partner was Afro-Cubano, you know, a tall guy. And he told me, I remember as a 10-year-old kid, that guy told me, he goes, oye, tu abuelo dejó muchos niñitos, tú tienes mucho primo negro por todo Cuba.
No me digas.
Yeah, that you don't know about. So I thought that was a joke.
The truth comes
now
out.
I realize the truth comes out.
Tú tienes que hacer ese 23 en mi
Yeah, no, I have. I know I'm 10% African, 90% Spanish. Well, 2% Taino Indian. There was one poor Taino Indian.
Yeah, you made it in there.
El pobre or la pobre. You know how it is.
I gotta go back to my 23.
Yeah,
yo lo hice, pero yo ni sé dónde está esa vaina.
You're probably all over the place. Getting back to like the videos and stuff, like how much effort do you put into those videos in terms of concept and stuff like that?
I don't think about them too much. I think I just think about my personal identity, and that's how I start off. I'm like, okay, ¿qué es la experiencia que yo he pasado? Yeah, what's the emotional aspect about it? And just we shoot it, and I think it's funny. I just release it.
Yeah.
And whatnot. So with that one, the Afro-Latino ones, I'm like, I knew I needed to do that. Like, there's this trend that was happening.
What is it about you that is having us wanting to support you? You think?
I think then one, I'm authentic.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get. Two, I am my enthusiasm and how proud I am with my Latinidad is contagious, I would say. One thing when we started working at Pero Like, that's one thing I understood. I said, if I am enthusiastic and I'm proud of who I am, that to the core, it will attract all the people that are like me, that doesn't feel seen a lot of times. We're not seen.
Circling back, because we've got a couple minutes before we wrap up, I want to go back to the Navy stuff. So what'd you do in the Navy, and what'd you take out of the Navy that you use today in your life?
Well, I was an aircraft director on an aircraft carrier, the USS Ronald Reagan, CVN 76, the finest ship on the fleet. I might be biased because I was on that ship, but yeah, I was an aircraft director. I loved it. And what did I apply? And in the Navy is when I found my comedy, I feel like, right? And I think that's about it. I love what I did. You know, I still wear, like, sometimes I wear, like camis, and, you know, I have my ring. I didn't bring my ring today, but I have, like, my Navy ring. Like, I love what I did. I have my Navy jacket, like, real. Ain't no, like, Urban Outfitter shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, with real, real tours, like, you know, war in Afghanistan and Iraq. Like, I'm proud of serving the military, and there's a lot of Latinos in the military.
Yeah.
A lot of Latinos.
Over proportion.
Yes, I was hanging out with the Mexicans. All Latinos, we all hang out with each other.
Yeah.
We each I hung out with so many Mexicans. I was like saying freaking 5 minutes. That's my favorite word. And ching. I wish that every Latino community could adopt that.
No, we're
word.
adopting. Oh, wait, we're all basically Mexican by association in LA.
Yeah, should be like a national. There should be a national holiday for.
Oh, absolutely.
National
bro, I appreciate everything you're doing online. Your stand-up comedy's killing it, man. You're on your way up. The merch, de lo mío, I'm sure people can just look it up on your website, right?
Sí, claro. Mándame DMs. If you like the show, if you want to come to one of my shows. Actually, we're having weekly shows here in North Hollywood.
Okay.
That's where I'm practicing a lot of my new jokes, and I have a lot of great comedians. I got Carlos Santos coming out this week. So
he was born. Me and him share the same birthday, April 9th.
That's my guy. I love him.
And I know you also hang out with Francisco Ramos.
Francisco, that's my guy.
Yeah, those are my peeps.
Venezuela all day.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Venezuela.
Hell yeah. Yes.
Right, man. We need to point a lot more. What would I say? Let's bring more awareness and attention of what's going on with our family in Venezuela.
Absolutely.
I would say that.
Gadiel, you've been on Check It Out.
Yeah, check it out.